A wise man saves something. A wise woman saves something. And a foolish man spends everything. If you're the kind of person who spends everything, by the end of the month you have nothing, it's not me who has called you, but I think you're foolish. So a wise man saves something and a wise woman saves something, but a foolish man spends everything. And what is to save? To save is to set apart, to set something aside for future. You can't live as if tomorrow will not be there. No, you should live knowing that there is a tomorrow. And no matter how much money you make in a day, no matter how much, whether it is in millions, whether it is in thousands, no matter how much money you make in a day, what counts is what you save for tomorrow. What counts is what you save for tomorrow. And you know what? Without saving something, putting something aside for tomorrow, your future is not guaranteed. I'm saying this again. Without saving something for tomorrow, your future is not guaranteed. So if you, without saving the future, your future is not guaranteed. And the money you spend at the end of the day, any money you spend at the end of the day is not your money. Yeah. Any money you spend in a day is not your money. What you save is what is yours. What you save is what is yours. What you keep is what is yours. Not every time you buy something, it's a subtraction. When you go to the market and you buy something, it is a subtraction, and it is an addition to the seller. It is a subtraction, and it is an addition to the seller. So my question again is, I will ask you a question again. If you lost your job today, you who is listening to me, if you lost your job today, my question is, what will happen to you? Will you have will you be able to live the same kind of life for the next 6 months? One time when I was working with the Kenya Women Finance Trust, and I felt it was the right time to leave, I had to calculate myself, and I said, I'm leaving KWFT without another job. So what do? I checked on my finances. I checked on what I had saved with them. I checked on my salary, the leave days that I was supposed to be paid, and I was able to see for at least 4 or 5 months, I could survive without a job. So my question to you this evening is, if you lost your job today, if you go to the office today, tomorrow morning, and your boss says the job is no more, what will happen to you? Will you be in the hospital? What will happen to you? Yeah. Will your children go to the same school, or you start now transferring them to lower cost schools? Will you stay in the same house that you are in today if you lost your job? Or you now start going to other estates that are affordable? If you lost your job today, will you fuel your car or you park it? Good question, yeah. Will you find money to buy bundles? Or you will forever not be online any longer? Or you'll be online a few times, yet you've been there all through? Will you be able to visit the same hair salon? Yeah. If you lost your job today, will you be able to visit the same salon? What about your business, for the business people who we are with today? If your business collapsed, will your life also collapse? Yeah. When I was writing my book, I remembered our grandparents. Our grandparents, no matter how hard and tough it was, they could never eat the seed. They knew there was a planting season. Even if there was no food in the house, they could not touch the seed. They could not touch what they were going to plant. Yeah. But our generation is completely different. When we have enough, we keep on spending and spending. I don't know what happens to us. We keep on spending and spending. And remember, failure to save for the future prepares you for financial embarrassment. You fail to save, you'll be embarrassed in life. Now, friends, why do we save? Number one, the importance of saving. We save to protect ourselves against future unexpected events. This life will always have unexpected events. You may wake up one morning and you find yourself sick. Yeah, you are not sick yesterday, but you wake up, or your child or your spouse, and you realize there is a sickness. Yeah, emergencies do occur. You wake up in the morning and the fridge has issues, or the water, the taps in their house, they are all spoiled and there is water everywhere and they need to be repaired. So we need to save for emergencies. We need to save for the unexpected events of life. Number two, we save so that we can plan for the expected events of life. There are things that will really happen in your life. For example, if you're not married, you'll get married one day. Yeah. If you are married and you have just married, you'll have a child. Yeah. If you have children, they will finish class 8. They will go to secondary school. These are expected things. Yeah, you expect a new baby. You expect old age. The way you are now is not the same way you'll be forever. You expect to grow old. And you cannot just live your life as if you'll be young forever. There's a time nobody will employ you. Yeah. So there are times when there are times of low seasons of income. Whether you like it or not, life is always up and down. Today you have a lot of money, the business is thriving. Tomorrow it goes down. Yeah, we'll always have those times. So you need to plan, to save so that you can plan for the expected events of life. You see, number three, when we save, it helps us to acquire assets or to build assets. You can save to buy a phone. I have seen young people going even to borrow from mobile lenders so that they can be able to buy a mobile phone. You don't have to take a loan or go to a Shylock to get money so that you can be able to buy a phone or a fridge in your house. You can save to build your assets. I've seen people even saving to buy a vehicle, to buy property. We also save to enjoy pleasures of life, the pleasures of life. Yeah. You can save to take yourself to Mombasa, go there and have a good time. You have to enjoy it. Yeah. You can save you decide to go to Dubai. You can save and decide to go to the spa and have massage, to enjoy the pleasures of life. You can save to do that. You can save to improve your house, and you say, now this season I want to change everything in my house. You don't have to go to the bank to borrow money for that. I like quoting the Bible so much. Matthew chapter number 25, verse 1 to 13, we have the parable of the foolish and the wise virgins. Remember, we said if you are not able to save, you're foolish, and if you are able to save, you are wise. These girls, they were 10 of them, and the Bible says 5 of them were foolish, 5 of them were wise. And what made the difference? The 5 who were wise, they not only carried their lamps with oil, they also, with the paraffin, they also carried extra paraffin just in case of anything. The foolish ones, 5, they never carried extra. And they waited for the bridegroom, and the bridegroom delayed. And these are things that happen in life. Yeah. If your salary is delayed, will you be able to take care of your expenses until the salary comes? The guys who work in the county, in the counties, there are times you go even for 3 months without salary or 2 months. Does it mean now you go borrowing to be able to eat? Yeah. So these foolish girls, they never had extra oil. And the Bible says the bridegroom, when they had the bridegroom coming, their lamps were already going off. And they started running to the wise ones and saying, please, tuweke kidogo, give us some little oil. And the wise ones refused. So what were these girls to do? They had to leave to go and look for oil. Remember, it is midnight time. And remember, these are girls. These are virgins. The shops were closed during that time, but they went knocking doors and waking people up. And by the time they were coming back, the doors were already shut. They cried, nobody could open for them. So that is exactly what happened. Failure to save exposes you to embarrassment and unnecessary pain in life. I pray that all of us who are listening to me today, you will start doing it. It is important for you. This that was so much embarrassment. Borrowing people, yeah, going out in the night, embarrassment. Let me tell you, when you fail to save, this is what happens. Relationships are hard to keep. I've done my research a lot, and I realized that many relationships, many marriages, they don't break because of sex. Majority of them break because of issues of finances. That is why knowing more about finances is very important. When you are not able to meet your some of the embarrassments that we go through when you don't have the money that is needed, people refuse to pick your calls because you're a liability. When people know you're borrowing them every other time, yeah, you call them, they refuse to pick your phone. They just wait for your message. I'm in a meeting. I'll call you later. Yeah, or they ignore it. You visit them, you can't get them. So when you are not financially stable, when you have no finances to sort out your issues, people will refuse to pick your calls. I know some of us, we quote Matthew 6:34, which says, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will take it has its own problems to take care of itself. It is true. Do not worry about tomorrow. I'm not saying you worry about it, but I'm saying keep something for that tomorrow. But even if you quote Matthew 6:34, also Hosea tells us that people perish for lack of knowledge. God has given us brains. We need to know we will live tomorrow. We need to know that tomorrow your daughter will be going to high school. You need to be knowing and having wisdom that something can happen and your life is completely destroyed. Saving is hard, but it takes discipline. It takes discipline. And when you save, you face your future with a lot of confidence. When you know there is something, let me especially talk to the women who are here, or you will allow me to talk to the women. When, as a woman, you know you have something that you have kept for yourself, you're able to face your tomorrow with a lot of confidence. You cannot be battered by somebody. Yeah, you cannot just stay there in a family where your needs are not being met, because you know you have something for yourself. You have that confidence. You're not asking for every coin. When you want to buy salt, you're asking for it. When you want to buy even your own personal things, you are asking for it. So it is important to save because you face your future with a lot of confidence. Kindly set aside something every month, every week, and even every day if you're a business person. And somebody is asking me, now, how can we save in these harsh economic times? You can save. Let me give an example. If you have 3 children, and every time you're coming from job, you buy for them biscuit or a lollipop, the lollipop or any kind of, even the whatever sweet you buy for them. And we say each child takes 10 bob. So in a day, you spend 30 bob to buy sweets for your children. If you multiply that for a month, it is 30 times that is 900 shillings. If you say times 12, that is 10,800 shillings. That amount of money, if you put it somewhere in a box, you can spend it for your holiday, for Christmas. Yeah, you make your Christmas very beautiful with 10,800. Airtime. All of us, we buy airtime every day. And the lowest person can buy airtime of 50 shillings, spends around 50 shillings in a day. 50 shillings times 30 days, it is 1,500. Personally, luckily where I work, we are given airtime, and I spend 2,700 every month. If you multiply that with the 12 months, that is 50 shillings for 30 days times 12 months, it is 18,000 that you have spent. And then you are telling me you have no money to save? Money is there to save. Vegetables, you go buying sukumas here and there. Suppose you did like a kitchen garden around your house, you'll be able to save that money. And let me tell you, if you cannot save in the days of 100 shillings, you will never save in the days of 1,000. You'll never save in the days of 1 million. And I want you to know that for you to be able to save, avoid debts. Avoid debts. Avoid debts. Avoid buying things on credit. Avoid buying things on credit. I remember, I love shoes. I know I love shoes. Those who are here and they know me, they know I love shoes. And anytime I got a good shoe, even if I had no money, I'll pick it and then pay later. And some of you are like that. When you want something, you don't delay gratification. You just go for it. But I got saved from that. You cannot save when you are indebted. When you are in debt, you can't save. You can't save when you are in debt, because your income goes into sorting yesterday's expenditures. You know what? When you're in debt, you are eating your future today. Yeah, you are eating your tomorrow today. So when you're in debt, you cannot be able to save. Some of us exhaust our salaries in 3 days. Some of us who are here, we are employed. Once you get the salaries, we really spend that money like, I don't know. Within 1 week, there is no salary. And you're able to survive the other 4 weeks. My question is, if you're able to survive the other 3 weeks without the money, why can't you be able now to use your money well and save it? A person who earns 10,000 and saves 1,000 every month is better off than a person who earns 100,000 and saves nothing. The person who earns 10,000 and saves 1,000 every month is richer than the man or the person who earns 100,000 and saves nothing. I was telling someone, I don't know whether it is today or yesterday, that I decided the best way to do my savings was through insurance covers. And I'm able to save up to around 25,000 every month through insurance covers. Yeah. Because for insurance covers, when it is there, you can't go for it. And you know, if you fail to pay every month, you lose your money. So you have to work very hard to make sure that saving is there every month. Saving is a decision to make. Colleagues, all of us who are listening to me, saving is a personal decision. It's a decision you make. And I ask you today, before we leave this, make that decision that I will save. Whether I have enough or not, I will save. Do you know what? As long as money is in your pocket, it will have something to do. It will always have something to do. Things will always rise. Things will always rise. Yeah. So as they also rise, let them be a decision in you to save, to keep something for yourself. And money should not remain in the bank. Please let the money not remain in the bank. And when you save, what do you do with that money? Please invest in God. Invest in God. As a Christian, Yugi is a pastor. And if you're listening to me, learn to pay your tithes so that God can destroy the devourer for you. Number 2, invest in yourself. Invest in yourself. Improve your skills and knowledge. Change the quality of you. Invest in skills and in knowledge. Change the quality of you. Yeah. Don't remain with a certificate. Don't remain with a diploma. Don't remain with a degree. Last year, I just sat down and asked myself, I'm becoming a bit irrelevant. What do I do? And I said, I have to do something to improve myself. And what did I do? I went and I registered for my PhD. And that is what I'm doing now. So invest in yourself. Get small courses here. Cooking. Go to the somewhere and learn about cooking. Go to a driving school and go to learn computer lessons, music. Improve your skills. Somehow you use these skills somewhere. And then you can also invest in business. For those who are blessed in doing business, you can invest in business. As you invest, make sure you take insurance covers for yourself and for your investment. Why do I say about insurance? Because one calamity can take you back to zero. One disease in your family, and there is no insurance cover for health, can completely take away every investment that you have ever had. You have seen families selling everything they have because of one sickness. Yeah. Your business can catch fire. And if there is fire, it means then you cannot continue their business any longer, And if there was no insurance, then it means you go to square zero. Insurances, they are able to take us to where we were before the calamity came. I'll give an example of a gentleman in the book of Genesis, chapter number 41. This is Joseph. When Joseph met Pharaoh and the 2 dreams that he had dreamt. And Joseph was able to interpret the dreams, and he said, King, the dreams are one and the same. And this is what it means. There shall be 7 years of plenty and 7 years of famine. And the king was like, what do we do now? And then Joseph said, we can set apart food for 7 years of plenty, so that we can use that food in the 7 years of famine. In the lives that we are living, we will always have years of plenty. We'll have months of plenty. We'll have days of plenty. And there will be seasons of famine. What you do with your money, what you do with what you have during the days of plenty determines how you will survive in the days of famine. You may be having a very thriving job now. What you do with that job now will determine what happens if you are sacked. If that company is no more, what happens to you? So in your season of plenty, put aside. Please go and read Genesis 41. Egypt was able to survive during the time of Joseph because they were able to keep food during that time. So remember, days of abundance will end. Keep something for the days of famine. And you will not always be young. Can I repeat that again? You will not always be young. You'll be old, and nobody will want you for anything. Then I think I go to the second one because of our time, and I'll go through it very fast. Another money mistake. I think I have told you about savings, and I've shown you how you can save. Then number 2 is not borrowing and over borrowing. All of this culminates to debts. Not borrowing is getting money from different financial institutions. You have money in equity, you have taken a loan in Stanbic, you have taken a loan with the Family Bank, you have taken a loan with a SACCO, you have taken a loan with a microfinance, you have taken a loan with a group, you have taken loans with the Shylock, ata mama mboga uko na yake. Getting money from different financial institutions or from people, you get money from different sources, yet the source of repayment is one. And today, mobile banking has plunged many people into debt. I don't know whether you're in Tara. I don't know whether you are in what. All those things, you know them, yeah. Because I work in credit. I do much of credit work. When we are brought first year Rabis, I'm able to see. You see somebody in so many to borrowing. Too small one. 200, 300, 500, and all that. That is not borrowing. Then number 2 over borrowing is borrowing beyond your income. The government of Kenya has said they have set a limit that you cannot borrow if you're salaried more than a third of your salary, because they know you can even borrow for all of it until you're getting 0 in your salary. So over borrowing is borrowing beyond your income. You know what? Have you ever had a fever in your body? If you have ever had fever in your body, debt is like that to finances. Debts are like that to finances. And debts, they reveal financial illness. If you are a person who is indebted with so many debts everywhere, you are sick, my friend. Your finances are sick. Remember, money borrowed is not your money. Any money that you borrowed, it is not your money. It is somebody else's money. If you borrow me money and you go with it, it is not your money. It is my money. When you go borrow from my Shylock, it is their money. It's not your money. And you'll have to return it with some extra cost, which you call interest. And if you have never known, financial institutions, those banks that you are seeing everywhere, they are shops like any other shop, but their shop is selling money. Every bank is selling money. It's a shop that is selling money. So when you go there talking nicely to the credit managers, to the branch managers and whatever, the marketing managers looking for money, you are going to buy, you are buying their money and you return it with a lot of interest. Why do people borrow? People borrow for 3 things. Number 1, and I'm sure all of us will fall into that. People borrow for investment. There are people who borrow for investment, to construct rentals, to buy land, maybe to buy a cow, maybe for education. You can borrow to educate your children, because when your children are educated, you can be sure your future is guaranteed. You can borrow to increase you can borrow to increase your stock if you're in business. People borrow for investment. Number 2, people borrow to respond to emergencies. You know, remember the emergencies we talked about? You are supposed to save for emergencies. You are not supposed to borrow for emergencies. No. You are supposed to save for emergencies. Imagine a sickness. You wake up and there is a sickness, your child is sick. You have no money. You go to the mobile phone and you borrow from there. You wake up in the morning and you realize there was something wrong something's wrong somewhere, and you run to the Shylock because you want to help yourself. When money borrowed to respond to emergencies is very expensive. And people who borrow this money, they don't care the conditions. What they need is money that time. They just want the money. They just want the money. No matter what condition you give them, they'll take it. You go to borrow to a Shylock and they ask you, do you have a logbook? You say yes. And they say your ID, your PIN, and sign here. And because you really need that money very fast, you just sign 2 weeks down the line, your vehicle is gone. Yeah. So don't go borrowing to respond to emergencies. Please keep something, save something for emergencies. Other people, they borrow for consumption. For consumption. They borrow to buy electronics, to buy a mobile phone, to buy a television, to buy furniture, to buy food, to buy clothes. Imagine somebody borrowing to buy a dress, as if you don't have dresses. You pass through a nice boutique and you find a dress that you love and you take it, and then you pay later. People borrow for consumption. I pray that you will not borrow for consumption and do not borrow to respond to emergencies. Remember, loans that respond to emergencies and consumption must be paid from other sources. If you borrowed money to respond to an emergency, remember that's an emergency. So you'll be forced to look for money from somewhere else to be able to clear and to pay for that thing that you borrowed for. Failure to postpone gratification has caused and led many people to death. When you fail to, we are human beings, and there are times just you see, maybe I'll give an example. When I was working in the bank, there's a gentleman who came and said, the people of my class, the businessmen of my class, they have all upgraded their vehicles. Some are having Prados, some are having Pajeros. I also want to upgrade my vehicle. And I asked him, you are doing a what? It was hardware. I asked him, you are doing an hardware. Why do you need a Prado? Why do you need this kind of vehicle? And he said, so that when I can be going to different institutions to look for tenders, going to offices, I go in a good car like my friends. And I told him, okay, because he was qualifying according to his statement. I told him it's okay, but you're supposed to raise 30% of the vehicle you want to buy. And he said, I will raise that one. I didn't know he was going to borrow from another institution that 30% so that he can come. I fed him. He was not able to delay his gratification. He wanted to be like those other business people. Yeah. I also remember when I became a branch manager, and somebody looked at my phone and said, "Hey, this phone is not for a branch manager. We have better phones than yours." And I said, as long as it can I can receive calls and I can call back, I cannot do that. And I stayed with my phone until the company bought for me itself a S20 phone. Yeah. So you don't have to do things because other people are doing. So my friend, that customer in the bank, bought a Suzuki. It was costing a lot of money. He bought a new model Suzuki, and he stayed with it. But after some time, he could not be able to pay our money on the monthly basis. Neither was he able to pay for the circles wherever he had received the 30%. And at the end of the day, we sold that vehicle. So don't get loans because please learn to delay gratification. You won't die. You can't die. You can't die. If you want something today, and you say, no, I wait until tomorrow. By the time tomorrow comes, what you wanted so much today, you realize you no longer need it. Are we together? I need to know that we are together. Then there are people who are involved in impulse buying. Impulse buying. As you pass through the roads, you find something and you want to buy it. Don't do impulse buying. It will put you into debt. There are different types of loans. We have good loans and bad loans. And bad loans are loans that you're not able to pay. The greatest risk for loans is the inability to pay. Inability to pay. It pains me so much when I have to follow someone to pay a loan. It pains me so much when I have to go to somebody's home to ask for the security of the things that they wrote that I should take it when they are unable to pay the loan. So don't risk that. Don't enter into that. There are people, as I said, who spend half of their income in paying debts. And you know what? When you are so much indebted, when you start going down, when you start going down, all financial institutions that you owe, they knock at your door. They start running after you. They call you here, they call you here, they come to your house, and it's so embarrassing. When you are so much indebted, that's why you should refuse debt. If as much as you can, refuse debt. People who have debt have sleepless nights because you don't know whether they'll come tomorrow. You don't know what will happen to you tomorrow. Then when you have debt, you stop picking some calls. And no wonder people are put through callers in their phones. So they can be sure, who is this who is calling me? Some of them it's not because they are genuine. They want to know who is calling. The thing is, they want to know whether it is one of the people that I owe. If it's somebody I owe, I'll not pick. Yeah. And there's some people who will never pick strange calls. Yeah. People stop picking calls. When you are in debt, you stop picking calls. You stop collecting mails or letters from the post office. And even when they are brought to you, you don't open because you are not sure what is in that letter. Death, they strain families and they cause families not to have joy. There can be no joy. Imagine as a woman in a women group and you have not paid your loan and you know the group members will come to the house to pick that television. How can there be joy in that family really? It leads to family breakups. It leads to divorce. It leads to separation. People change their mobile numbers because of death. Unakuta leo ako na hii, kesho ako na hii, kesho kutwa ako na hii. You can never know which phone they are using at any one, which number they are using at another time. Debt collectors, they start following you. And when debt collectors are not able to get you, they look for where your children go to school. As you are dropping your child in school, ukitoka tu kwa geti hivi, they are there telling you, we have been looking for you. So embarrassing. It reduces your self-worth, you know. When somebody has to always follow you up, you feel unworthy, you feel worthless. Yeah, you have no self-confidence. Some people even change the streets that they use in town because they're not sure if I pass through here, sijaripa hii suti, sijaripa hii nguo, sijaripa hii handbag, sijaripa hii viatu. It is 3 months down the line. Hata mama mboga unaanza kumtoroka. Yeah, so you have no confidence. You even stop going to church if you are owing a member of the church. Even the cleaner, one thing I want you to know is that when you're not able to pay your debt, even the cleaner of that financial institution knows. They know because this information is shared around. You become a slave, yeah, to the lender. You become a slave to the lender. Your health deteriorates. And there's a time I did a study and I came to know if you go to Meru Level 5 General Hospital, and give all those patients, each of them, 1 million, 1 million, 1 million, 1 million. Tomorrow there will be nobody in the bed. They will all be home. They'll be discharged because most of the sicknesses that people are having is as a result of financial issues. Yeah, it breaks friendships. You heard Jane saying that one of the things she has ever regretted is giving a friend money because you give friends money and they don't pay. When they don't pay, the friendship is weakened, and finally you're not able to continue. Anytime you are given a loan, kindly please pay. When you are given a loan, pay promptly, and don't just continue borrow like that. The Bible says in Psalms 37:21, please put it on for yourself. The wicked borrow and they do not repay. Anybody who borrows money, whether it is from your mama boga, whether it is from your father, whether it is from your mother, whether it is from wherever, from financial institution, from a friend, if you don't pay that money, the Bible calls you wicked, not me. The Bible calls you wicked. One of the things that I never do as I speak, I owe nobody nothing. Even what I have maybe in the bank, it's able to be taken care of by my salary. But I owe nobody. No individual can say I owe them money. Anytime I find myself having something for somebody, I pay promptly because I don't want to be wicked. There's a king, there is a prophet in the book of 2 Kings, chapter number 4, verse 1-7. Our prophet died in debt, leaving the wife and in debt. And he had used the sons as the security for the loan. And this woman who was a widow now, she really struggled. She borrowed everywhere. And at the end of the day, the creditor came and said, if you're not able to pay our money, we are taking your sons. It took a prophet to deliver this woman. So even if you are in so much debt, if you are a child of God, you can trust God to intervene. God can intervene in your life. Then the next thing you can do is that debt consolidation. You can go, and this is what some people are not able to do and they don't like. Maybe after tonight, go get a pen and a paper write all the debts that you owe. If it's Lucy Kiogora, you owe 100 shillings, write it. Mama Boga, 200. Equity Bank, 2 million. This Shylock, 5,000. Write all of them down, all of them, then and get to know how much do I owe people. Yeah, get to know how much you owe people. Then from there, when you look at it like that, instead of everybody calling you, financial institution calling you here, you can descend to do a debt consolidation, where now you get the total amount, maybe, and your business is capable, go now and to one financial institution, get one loan, pay all those other loans, and be left with only one loan. That is what? Consolidation of your debts. That one will continue to work for you. And you not have so many people calling you every other time you're asking you for money. Then what else should you do? As you have said, list all your debts from Mama Boga, from the person, the canteen person next door, even the salonist whom you owe, please write them down. Then visit the people that you owe. If you're not able to pay promptly, visit them. Don't run away from them. Don't run away from the financial institution. Talk to them. You know, people come to talk to us. We listen to them and we give them an opportunity to pay the money where they want. So instead of running away, go to them, talk to them, agree with them on how you're going to pay them, and be trustworthy. Don't tell them I'll pay like this and then you don't do it. Honor your word. And then stop taking more debts. Stop taking more debts and start paying the small debts. Once you pay Mama Boga, now you'll be having extra for the canteen person there. Then after that, you consolidate for Mama Boga and for the person of the canteen. Then you're able to pay this Shylock. Then after you're done with the Shylock, you can be able to combine this and this and go and pay a bigger loan in the bank. So there are solutions to all the money mistakes that we make. Pastor, I may not want to continue with the other common money mistakes people make, but they are here on this book. Whoever needs it can have it. But we have mistakes of Shylocks, mistakes of planning or spending money that is not in our hands, simply because the bank saying they'll give you a loan, you start now spending. By the time the loan comes, you've already spent it. Or if the bank declines the debts you acquired, you are left with more debts that you have acquired. We talk about failure to take insurance covers. There are so many of them. Thank you so much, Oyuki, unless if somebody has a question.
Wow. Wow, 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 wow. I believe everyone that is on this platform, this has been one of the most insightful sessions we've had on this platform so far. Thank you so much, Lucy, for and someone can actually see your passion when you're talking about this. Someone can actually see your passion for money issues. I have personally been able to.
Yes.
I have personally been able to learn a lot from you today, and I'm so grateful that you came on board. I think if there's nobody here who was learning, this must have been my own session, and I'm grateful to God for that opportunity to be able to just sit under your tutoring tonight. I want to open this up for those who are still on the platform today. I can see people have been attentive and quiet. I want to open this up. You can go on the chat and tell us, share with us something that has caught your attention as Lucy was sharing. Or if you have a quick question that you can ask Lucy, we still have about 20 minutes before we can finish. Kindly share your questions as well. And Lucy is able to read them through the chat and respond to you. Or if you have any thoughts or any comments or any part of this sharing that you'd like us to refocus on, because money is a wide thing, and would love to be able to bring in other speakers to talk on certain aspects of the money. So if there's something else you want us to be able to communicate on, also go ahead and just make a suggestion on the same. So I'm going to open this up for a couple of minutes to just see as people share their thoughts on what has been shared here tonight, and also as they ask questions. And while you're doing that, just to mention that we have put for you a phone number up there where you can actually leave for us your contacts. We want to be able to share with you more information about what's going on. And so you can be able to do that as well as we go on tonight. So go ahead and just share with us. I can see one person there saying, much wisdom. Wow, much wisdom on finances. God bless you. This is Frederick. He says, kindly share how to get the book and more grace in Jesus' name. So you can answer that, Lucy. How do we get your book on common mistakes people make with money or other collections that you have will be able to get more.
Thank you, Isaiah. You know, I've done 6 books, and we'll agree with you on how they can get them. But I always send them to people. That my book costs only 500 shillings, but you also pay the shipment depending on where you are. So if you're in Nairobi, you just add 150, so 650 shillings, and the book will be with you. Yeah.
Great.
I have done, Oyugi, I've done Common Money Mistakes People Make. My newest book is The Power of Resilience. How to succeed no matter what life throws at you. This is very new for this year.
Wow.
I have a book on You Are Highly Favored, Never Lose Hope. I have a book on finding strength in times of storm. All of us who go through storms of life. There is one which is not here, Healing Capsules. I wrote it when God healed me from systemic lupus. And I have another one on alcohol, the devil's drink of death.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Great. This is amazing, Lucy. I am so inspired. I've only written 2 books. I'm just so inspired tonight. I think this is amazing. Dorcas says, I am motivated to save more and also to do that consistently. Amazing, amazing,
Wonderful,
amazing.
wonderful,
Awesome.
wonderful.
Anybody else? Just share with me. Joyce says, Jemutai, the best, and you've left us yearning for more. The issue of saving, even with the least and consolidating debts, has caught my attention. Awesome. Yeah.
Good.
Awesome.
Good.
I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And of course, for those of you that are from Joyce's comment, you can actually tell that we are not done with you yet, madam. We are just getting started.
Yeah.
We are just getting started. There's a lot to learn from you, and I think we'll be able to have more sessions on this as well. And and we'll just have a side discussion and see how best we can be able to shape that conversation going forward. Anybody else? Share your thoughts on the chat. Any question or anything that caught your attention? Uni says, saving, great lesson. Awesome.
Thank you, Dr. That's Dr. Eunice Oyugi.
Okay.
Yes, the lecturer from Mary University.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, awesome, Eunice. Thank you so much for being on board here. And if you have any area in particular yourself that you can also bring to us as a body of knowledge, we want to invite you to come on board as a speaker as well. That would be very nice. So we're also raising up speakers on different matters, from governance to business to education to life in general, to family, to to faith, anything that you'd like us to learn from you. We would also be glad to be able to invite other people on board. Go ahead. Mary Nyambura says, it is always advisable to give. Is it always advisable to give people debts?
Isaiah, I may answer that. Nyambura, I think I should answer that.
Yes.
If you want to destroy relationships, give people money. Please, if somebody borrows your money, give them without expecting them to pay back. Give them what you can afford or tell them you don't have. Because many relationships have been broken because of debts. People are not what you think they are. They promise to pay and they don't pay. And later, the friendship is strained, and later you don't talk with one another, and that is it. You become enemies. The best way to have enemies is to give people money, because they'll never pay back.
So if you want to support someone, say, I'm able to give you a third of what you're asking for, but yes, when I give it to you, do not return it to me. This is just a blessing I'm giving to you. That way you set yourself free and we set them free as well. Awesome. Correct. Awesome thoughts there, Lucy. Anybody else? Just go ahead and just share your thoughts. Go ahead also, and you can send this directly to to Belinda. Belinda is one of our co-hosts. You can just send a message directly to Belinda with your number and your phone. Your phone number and your email address. We have a summit coming up on the 1st to the 5th of December, an empowerment summit that's coming up. And from the way things are going on here, I think I'm going to have you back on that summit to talk about money management. We might actually have you back to talk about money management on that particular summit. So our summit is going to come up next week. I'm going to put this up on the platform. Those who are coming on Wednesday, actually, we will have this poster and the speakers and what's going to come up. So you need to be here on Wednesday next week. We will be having a summit on the 1st to the 5th of December. It is an empowerment summit. For those who are starting their businesses, running up a startup, or you are as an SME that you are running, or you are a leader in a particular place, you need to be there for that summit. It's going to be amazing. And I think we have to have you back on that as well. So that's amazing.
Okay, I'm ready.
Yeah, Nyambura says, thank you, well understood. That's good. Veronica says, thank you for this wonderful session. We need more of this. She talks with great passion. I agree. Veronica, I agree. She is very passionate about money issues. You can actually see it from her. Sally says, thank you for the lesson. Working to be finance free as a young woman. That's way to go, man. Way to go. That is the way to go. Awesome, 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 awesome. Don't be left out. If you have any comments, still go ahead and just put it. In a short while, I'll be asking Lucy to give us her final thoughts for the night, and then we can be able to pray to be able to close together. Visapra says, thank you for sharing. Ehudes says, keep up the good work. Byron says, I was watching from Mombasa. And then Morgan says, it is true that many people are stranded in life and can't move forward or grow because they've been trapped in unhealthy and unnecessary debts they never needed. Thank you all of you for those comments that you have shared with us. Other people that were watching here tonight, I can see Mary Chebet, thank you so much for watching in and for being on board on the platform tonight. God bless you all for actually tuning in to be able to view the conversation that we have been having here. So unless there's someone who has any burning question or a comment, I want to be able to invite back Lucy to be able to give us her final thoughts. But to just let you know, Lucy, tonight has been amazing. We are deeply, deeply honored and grateful, and God bless you. Karibu sana.
Thank you so much, Pastor All, for inviting me. Thank you for all the participants, Eunice, Danklas, Nyambura, all of you. May God bless you so much. But I'll end up by saying, if you don't know how to you don't learn how to manage your finances, other people will manage it. So if you don't learn how to manage your own finances, other people will find ways to mismanage it for you. They'll be calling you for their weddings, you give it out, your mother will be telling you the cow is sick, unatuma pesa. So learn to manage your own finances. And as I conclude, remember, you can avoid and overcome all the money mistakes and errors that you have made in the past. So I want you to arise and shine and know that your finances can change. The money mistakes you made yesterday are in the tomb. They are in the tomb. The money mistakes you made yesterday, even the Bible says forget about the past. So the money mistakes you made yesterday are in the tomb, and tomorrow is in the womb. So start thinking about tomorrow, for there is a future hope for tomorrow. Start rebuilding your finances now. Start building them now. Pastor All, as I said, I decided to save through the insurance policies. And I've been doing it since 2006 with my daughter, the other one 2009, and my son 2010. I'm able to get bonuses now that are funding my PhD. Suppose I never did it. It has been strenuous. There are times I am to do away with some things to make sure I have paid for the policies. So it is not easy, it is discipline, and you have to do it. You have to set it apart, because if you put it in the pocket, it will always have something to do. So please do something immediately, and you will be happy in future. You will not regret. The PhD is almost 1 million, and I'm sure I'll do that one without any issues because of what I've been able to do in the past. So I wish you very well. Thank you so much. Call me again, I'll come. Love all of you from Meru to Kitare to Nairobi to Naivasha to Kericho, wherever they are. God bless you.
Awesome. Awesome.